Well, today I've got a chance to review some of the container plantings we've done down here at Greystone Gardens. Now, we do a range of different things each year. We add to some of the older plantings, and sometimes they're very simple, sometimes they're very complex. And you can't get more simple than this little chap. Look at it. It's a facial planter, concrete planter, and all that's in it is a blue fescue. It's a very good one. It's called Beyond Blue, and it is by far the best blue fescue we've come across. Well, continuing that simple theme, here's a beautiful piece of statuary, a lovely little rabbit with a basket, enough pocket of soil that we could plant some Johnny jump-ups. I'm not sure how long they've got with the summer heat, but throughout the spring, even with frost around, they were really quite attractive. Well, here's a planter we've seen many times before. It's a permanent planter. We change the plants as the seasons change. So it has a winter. The boxwood got through the winter. I think the Aurelia did. Plectranthus we added after the frost. The little Johnny jump up, which is fast fading now, was put when there was frost around. It's a large container. Be careful with any large containers to make sure the soil drains well. So very, very important. So it's time to replace these Johnny jump ups. They've had their last jump up. I'm going to dig them out. And there's one next to it. And I'll set those aside. And what I'm going to put in here is one of these fountain grasses. It's an annual one. It's a red one. And then I'm going to carefully scrape some of that soil back, about halfway up, but all the way around, making sure there's good contact. And I use my fingers to go in, and that's it. So that should give us till the fall when we try something different there as well. One of the big themes down here at Greystone Gardens this year in our containers are the caners. And I've become more and more enamored. As a kid growing up, we used to have those giant ones that would get 6-7 feet tall. But now there are so many varieties that have absolutely beautiful foliage. The theme of this planting, in honor of our patio peach behind us, which is going to develop these beautiful sword-like purple leaves, is purple. To keep the planter kind of, because this is a long-term planting, I've let the feverfew seed itself. There's even a little coreopsis creeping out there. And it gives the idea that the garden's been around for many, many years, which it has, just like me. Too many years probably, but that's debatable. By fall, the petunia here would have cascaded almost to the ground. The Mystic Illusion Dahlia would be a massive plant on the side, and this will be right up in the air. Well, here we have another simple theme going on. This time we're just using perennials. Now, perennials can be quite happily used in containers. Just remember that a lot of perennials don't flower all summer long. So what we're looking for is perennials that have interesting foliage. And the coral bells, there's two different varieties in the front, certainly fit that bill. And behind it, we have an Aurelia, which is a big shrub-like perennial. It goes all the way up to 3-4 feet, and then will die down when the frost hits it. But it gives you a splash of yellow in the shade. This little area under the trees here gets quite shady, and we need something to be a little bit more striking. In terms of making watering easy for big containers, make sure the soil dips to the middle. So when you fill it up, it doesn't roll over the edges. It actually fills up a reservoir in the middle, and then it has time to slowly seep and fully saturate all the soil. Well, in this little area, we play with designs before we put them out in display for proper display. But we see what works. And this is a Formium, New Zealand flax, in a simple terracotta pot and some pebbles to finish it off. It can actually come in as a house plant when the cold season arrives. And this one here I think is a great success. It's a teal, cheap plastic planter, nothing really elaborate about it, but the color next to this standing ovation little blue stem grass looks really nice. There's a kind of a color sympathy between the two colors, and the purple bronze caner here is going to be a nice contrast for it all. Very, very nice. I think that's going to work very well. And we've got a little bit of silver falls. I forget what the Latin name is, but they will cascade down with a bit of silver there. And something we're still working on, a little bit patriotic, red, white and blue. Just a couple more weeks growth and it will fill up that container a little bit more. So all kinds of things you can work into your container planting. One last thing I want to show you though is a long-term planting I have right at the front of the garden center. Well, here's a planter that really is, in a few weeks, is going to be absolutely spectacular. It's a Dahlia that I overwintered, so it's a big clump of tubers that produce this massive display. I've got a frame inside to hold them. They do tend to collapse, Dahlias, so this will hold them up, and we'll have this black foliage with his lovely lemon yellow flowers all summer long. As long as you deadhead, for example, like this down below us here, there's an Argyranthemum, little yellow daisy. And the faster you can take the spent flowers off, the faster new flowers come up. So once in a while, once a week, I go through it all carefully and take them all out, and you'll get flowers all summer long. And finally, a container that's slightly different. This is more of a permanent planting. We did it last summer, and I have to say most of the stuff came through quite nicely. The thyme is spreading nicely, this sea thrift is doing nicely, the hens and chicks are doing good, 2 sedums, and the hens and chicks are shooting up here. Now, whenever you get this sort of, it's like a sprout just shooting up there, they will flower. The flowers aren't particularly attractive, but they die and it kind of looks a bit messy. So if I get a chance, I can get in there and just snip them off. But these are the ones that you can reproduce. You can take these little babies off and stick them in the ground and they root out very, very easily. I'm going to just pull that whole thing out because it looks, there we go. And just move the gravel back, that's better. So there you go, some neat ideas for container gardening. Now, if you've got any questions on this, or even better, if you've got an idea for me to work on, we'd love to see you. I'm down here at Greystone Gardens, we're in Clark Summit, and we're easy to find.